Welcome back to another edition of Weekly Sports Talk. I'm Jared Hilton, alongside me Kalehl Brown. Friday night, Cedar Falls defeated Cedar Rapids Xavier 27-7 on the road. They're ranked first. They were playing at number 7 Cedar Rapids Xavier. First half, defense grabs 4 picks, grabs a 5th one in the second half. The offense had trouble in the first half, barely getting on the board there, but they really came back strong in the second half with Barkley.
Yeah, they did. Well, in the first half, they didn't really look like they had anything going. It was weird. I mean, Barkley couldn't really get anything going. I mean, they were just doing short little quick slants and screens to get eye comfortable in the pocket. But, you know, they weren't really moving the ball down the field. It was kind of surprising. Xavier stuck in there really well in the first half and looked like it was going to be a really good game, the whole game. But Cedar Falls, like I knew they would, took the game into their hands, and they ended up winning 27-7. They played a really good second half and proved that they were the better team.
Missing your tight end like Bryce Wolf, who injured himself Wednesday in practice, and then quickly Thursday, they moved backup quarterback Grant Granger into the tight end spot, and he wasn't quite familiar with the plays and the formations, and that showed in some spots. This Friday, Cedar Falls will be playing Wahlert at home. It's homecoming, game starting at 7:15. Wahlert's 4-1 coming into this, led by their quarterback McCarron, who's the 3A defending 100 state champ. So it should be interesting to see how Cedar Falls shuts him down and sees if they can find a way to come out with a victory. And on a side note, they're ranked 46th in the nation on ESPN.com. Last night, the volleyball team defeated East 3-1. This Saturday, they'll be playing at Urbandale. What did you see out of the Tiger volleyball team last night?
Yeah, well, they struggled early, kind of. They didn't really get anything going. East actually came out pretty strong, and they won a game. They got a lot of confidence out of that, too. They're not a very good team, but, I think Cedar Falls, they kind of just played down to East level, you know what I mean? It's just a game that they probably want to forget about. They got the win, and that's good. But, from this, they have to improve and get better. And, when they're playing a team like East, they can't get down like that, and they can't play to the other team's level because that's when teams start to struggle. And you never know if they slip away like that again. A team like East could come up and get a win, and that wouldn't be good for a Tigers team.
And just last Saturday, Cedar Falls won their home tournament, so they had a lot of momentum coming in. And you would have thought that they would have been able to roll over a team like East, but East held their own. First game, Cedar Falls took pretty easily. Second game, East came out and took that one from Cedar Falls, and then it was Cedar Falls from there on out. UNI last Saturday beat Western Illinois 38-10 in their home opener. This Saturday, they'll be playing at Missouri State. What did you see out of Terrell Rennie in that Panther offense, and what do you expect to see with Missouri State this week?
Yeah, Terrell Rennie and the UNI Panthers offense looked great. It looks like there's no flaws out there. They just move the ball so well, and they get into a groove early, and it's just from there on, they just keep rolling. The defense actually looks great, too, as well. They're causing some pressure on the quarterback. Hitting some guys out there, and then all around, UNI Panthers are looking like a team that's going to scare some people. And so I think if they continue playing this well and they can just keep improving during the season, they can probably get to that championship game, and it should be fun to see what they can do the rest of the season as well.
And the Panthers are carrying that number 2 ranking right now, so they've definitely got a bullseye on their back this week. Iowa State had the week off, but this Saturday they'll be playing Texas at home. Big-time Big 12 game there. Big 12 might be splitting up here. This may be the last time we see Texas play at Iowa State in a Big 12 game. What do you see out of Steele Jansen, the Iowa State offense, in this one?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for them, It's good. They're 3-0 right now, but it's going to be tough to see if they can beat a Texas team. They're not as good as they were in previous years, but Texas is always Texas. They're a football town. They're a football state. They're just going to be able to come in there crazy versus Iowa State, who's undefeated now, and they're going to want this win. Iowa State hasn't been as good before, but now they have something to prove, actually, playing Iowa State this week. So Texas is going to come out firing. Iowa State's going to have to play really well if they want to win this one. It's going to be tough for Steele Jansen in a tough environment like Texas and all those crazy fans, but I think if they play really well, they'll have a shot, and it should be an interesting game, actually, to see who's going to come out on top in this one.
Speaking of conference realignment, and there's talk that the Big 12 now down to 10 teams. There's talk that Texas A&M is now switching over to the SEC. People talking about maybe the Big 12 splitting up for good with the loss of their teams. What do you think about this whole conference realignment and how the conferences are changing? Nebraska moving over to the Big Ten, Boise State. What do you see with this?
Yeah. I'm really confused about all this. I don't know why they didn't just keep all the conferences the same. I thought everything was rolling good, But I don't know. It just seems like things are starting to fall apart. People want to try to get new contracts, more money. I don't know. It's weird. It's just I wish it would stay the same, but it might be good for a couple of teams to move into different conferences and see what they can do there as well. But as far as the Big 12 dissolving, that would be a big shocker, and I don't think I want that to happen. And a lot of other people don't either. I want to see that conference stay alive because they're a big-time Division I conference.
And we could see the BCS system get completely changed too. SEC is asking for 2 automatic bids now with their 13th team coming in with Texas A&M. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year with that. Iowa has a bye week this week, but last Saturday they beat Louisiana Monroe 45-17. The Hawkeyes looked dominant in that game. Monroe just physically didn't look like they could run with the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, for sure. Iowa's starting to play that, aggressive and powerful football, like getting back to the basics, that Kirk Ferentz team. And so, it's good to see them get a win like this, after a loss to Iowa State and everything like that. It's good to be back on top, and it's going to be good that they have a bye week this week, actually, because then they start Big Ten play next week, or the week after that, versus Penn State, and we'll be able to see how good this Hawkeyes team really is when they start Big Ten play. But I'm just interested, as being a Hawkeyes fan, to see what we're going to do, and hopefully we can just have a better season than people think we are going to.
Yeah, it really looks like the Hawkeyes are getting turned around. And lastly, your fantasy team. How'd you do this week?
Actually, I lost again. My team's struggling right now. I wanted to, but, hopefully I can bounce back, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for joining us on another edition of Weekly Sports Talk. See you next week.